Vice President Dr. Mamadou Bawumia has tasked engineers from the Volta River Authority and officials from the National Disaster Management Organization with the responsibility of finding a more sustainable approach to handling the spillage of excess water from the Akosombo Dam. The VRA commenced the spillage of the Akosombo Dam on September 15 due to the rising levels of the dam leading to flooding downstream. But speaking to the chiefs and people of Sokwe, after touring some affected communities in the South and Central Tong districts, the Vice President Dr. Bawumia urged the VRA and NADMO to, as a matter of urgency, find better ways of managing excess water from the dam. My colleague Carlos Coloni has the rest of the story.
This is how the Vice President touched down in the South Tong district capital, Sogakofe. His first point of call was New Bakba, thence to Komboni and Sokwe, where he interacted with chiefs and expressed his sympathy to flood victims. Dr. Bawumia described the devastation of property as major disaster and challenged officials of the Volta River Authority to find a more sustainable way of dealing with the spillage of the Akosombo Dam, considering the rising concerns of climate change.
This, I am told, is the biggest flooding disaster we have seen since 1963. So it's been 60 years since the last such disaster took place, and it has affected so many livelihoods, so many people, so much property, so many farms, so many implements and so on. So it has devastated our livelihoods around this area. And when I look at the community in Sokwe, when I was coming in, so many places are flooded, so many houses, and it is a very sad event. And as I am here with you, let me really express my sympathies. Babanami, we will take into account all the needs that have been expressed. To be expressed a lot of needs for the community, and we will take all of that into account as the community, as the government prepares the support package to the communities. It's very important that we look, as I have mentioned it already to VRA, that we need to look for long-term solutions to this flooding, because it will happen this year. We can deal with it now. What about next year? Because climate change appears to be taking hold. A few years ago, we were all worried about the water levels of the Volta Dam, that it was too low. Now we are worried that it is too high. And so we need to look for engineering solutions to the spillage of the water out of the Volta Dam, so that it doesn't affect the communities. Because if we don't look for long-term solutions, we'll have to be dealing with these disasters on a regular basis with climate change. So I've challenged VRA and NADMO to really put their heads together and get the engineers to work and look at how we can build a very efficient way of spilling the water over time.
Meanwhile, to add to government efforts, the Vice President personally donated a sum of 160,000 Ghana cedis to the 8 affected districts to support relief efforts. Here is the Minister of Information, Kojopo Nkrumah, presenting the cash donation to the chiefs and people of Sokwe.
He's been traveling across some of the towns to see for himself the impact of the relief efforts that we are putting in place. As he mentioned, the government support is in various stages. First is the temporary support for our brothers and sisters who have been displaced. And as he mentioned, there are 20 locations where the support is going. And so even this morning, I do understand that part of our relief efforts that were supposed to come here, came here this morning, as they are going to various other locations, and it will be done intermittently as the numbers are monitored, as the days are monitored, and as more support should be coming in that area. In addition to that, His Excellency the Vice President, in his own capacity, as he has been going around, has asked that we make available to the 8 communities or the 8 districts that have been affected by the spillage his personal contribution of 160,000 Ghana cedis, which we are going to give to the regional minister to be used to support the victims in the 8 districts that have been affected.
Meanwhile, major economic activities in the region have been brought to their knees as a result of the floods. A number of fresh fish sellers at Sogakope say the disaster has drastically reduced their daily sales. Carlos Coloni once again.
As for this water there, we use it every day. This is the water we are using. No water, we can't get any water anywhere. This is the only water that we are using. Even the tilapia cry, if you want to stock tilapia, you have to use this water to wash it before you stock it. Even we still use it drinking, we still use it in washing, we use it in bathing. So no source of water for us. This is the only water that we depend on. So everything is falling drastically. Even our business, people are not coming out to come and buy from us. This is the water we are using because they say the water is contaminated, so they cannot come and buy the fish for us. So we are suffering.
So this has really affected your business?
Yes, please.
How serious is it? Paint a picture. On a scale of 100 to 10, what level has it fallen to?
90%. Yes, because since morning I have not made any single sale. Even yesterday, how much did I sell? 500 cedis. So
before, how much would you have sold on a day, on a regular day?
Yes, like 2,000 or 3,000. But now yesterday 500. Today nothing. We are really suffering.
So apart from the fact that you do not have portable water to drink, the situation is equally affecting businesses here in Sokoto.
Yes, please. Even our buildings are collapsing. People are moving out from their houses to go and rent in the town because of the situation. Houses are collapsing. They are crying. As for me too, the water too, it has entered my house. Very soon maybe I'll pack out and I don't know where to go.
Apart from this water, you won't get any water anywhere. In the morning, this where they fetch water to bath, to cook, to drink. Some of the people, they don't have access to pure water, to pipe water. So this is the only source of water that they get. So we are pleading with the NGOs, the authorities. The VRA, they never tried at all because I don't know how to put it. A lot of things have gone down because even the business that we are doing here, people are not coming to purchase because people are scared. People thought the water have covered the bridge, so they can't come out to buy the tilapia or the business that we are doing here. So we are really suffering. We need the government to help us.
If you say your business has gone down, paint a picture.
Yeah, because at first, sometimes you can sell 2,000, 3,000 a day, but for now, no, things have really gone down. People are not coming to buy. So we need the government and the NGOs, the authority, they should help us.
Well, First Sky Group Limited, a leading Ghanaian company, has stepped forward to provide a glimmer of hope to the flood victims of the 3 Tong districts. This generosity is further underscored by the unwavering support of the group's chairman, Eric Sedi Kutoche, who has pledged his full support to assist the people during these challenging times. Ivy Setoji has more. The devastating impact of natural disasters like floods can leave a lasting mark on communities, affecting the livelihoods and well-being of countless individuals. Recognizing the urgent need for assistance in the face of this adversity, the First Sky Group Limited has donated a significant sum of 1 million Ghana cedis worth of relief items to aid the affected communities. This invaluable contribution, according to the group chairman, Mr. Eric Sedi Kutoche, who undoubtedly serve as a beacon of hope for the affected residents who are striving to rebuild their lives.
And you realize that these victims that are going through this, it's not anything that they have done. It's not their fault. They are going through this to save Mother Ghana. If that is not done, you realize that our country will be plunged into darkness as a matter of fact. So it rolls on us as an individual, as a corporate organizations, to come and salvage this suffering that our people are going through. I think that's where we have come in as a First Sky Group to offer these donations, to at least to bring a form of relief to our people who are going through these unfortunate situations.
The MP for the area, Samuel Ablakwa Okudzoto, was grateful for the kind gesture and pledged that the items will be distributed evenly among the affected people.
Majiba ma assure First Sky Group, but the North one, not about donation. Me wana kulukulu arato. There is no diversion, no kululu. That's how it said. Me wana kululu, because Anyagaya is a humanitarian crisis. That me wana nusha and transparently. Yeta me of yao. DC here, not moto, assembly members over here, all the parties represented. Now, me assure I know you donate all of them to the last item will go to all the 21 camps. Everybody will benefit.
The DCE for North Tongu Divan Osborne Fenus said he was overwhelmed by the show of love from the First Sky Group Limited and urged organizations to emulate the gesture.
I feel happy and very grateful to First Sky Group companies for coming here to donate these youth items to us. We are grateful to them, and I believe that others will follow suit.
Ivy Satoji, JoyNews, Bato. My colleague Carlos Coloni, who's been in that village, in all the three districts, joins me live with updates. Carlos, where have you visited today and what can you report from there?
All right, I've been to the three Tong districts, precisely North Tong, Central Tong, as well as South Tong. And so the situation is not getting any better, especially in all of these three districts. In North Tong, for instance, many of the victims are leaving the community, to relatives in other parts of the country. I've been told that some have gone all the way to Akosombo, Ashaiman, Kumasi, and all that. And indeed, in one of the camps that we visited on Monday, the numbers have actually gone down. According to those we've been speaking to at that camp, they are saying that the conditions there is making it impossible for them to have good life there. So most of them are leaving that particular camp. Now, if you go to Central Tong, the situation has not changed there. But there's something peculiar about the South Tong district, where the residents are saying that the water levels are rising, yet relief items are slow in coming. And in fact, they believe that this is due to the fact that the hype has been on Mepe, and so all the relief items are going to Mepe. So those in South Tong, they feel neglected, and according to them, there are about 39 communities in South Tong that are currently going through the same situation, just as we have it in Mepe, yet they are not getting such support. And so the Member of Parliament for North Tong, Samuel Okudzoto Ablakwa, is on the ground. He's been making some donations. As we speak, he's making one at the RC Basic School near St. Kizito School. And then we've been talking to him, and he is saying that the VRA engineers will be, brought before Parliament to answer questions as to why they've had to let this level of devastation take place. And so we can take a listen to him and see what he has been saying.
The Mafa Presby Park, and we did a distribution there. Today we want to focus on the camps. We are the Mafa RCJHS, and just adjoining this compound is the Mapasa and Kizito Senior High School. We are going to make sure that they receive their items. Because this is a disaster that just came upon us, we are now putting the data together. So what we are hoping to do is that by close of week, we will have actual names and numbers, total numbers, how many are in each camp, and then we will be dealing with the names so that when we bring in the relief items, we know that these are the number of people here, this is a specific room, this is a classroom that they are, and then we'll bring their items to them, because some of the classroom might be female only, some might be male. Even with the female, if there are young adolescents amongst them, then you know the kind of items that you should give them and all of that. So we are putting the data together. I have a separate team that is putting the data, analyzing the data, and that will help us. So definitely in the initial stages of any disaster, things will be chaotic, but from next week we expect things to be more organized and more put together.
So at this particular RC basic school, what are the items? And what are the numbers you're looking at?
Yeah, so the reports we received from our colleagues who are in the camp is that they will need some more mattresses, they will need food items, and they will need mosquito nets. So those are.
And you heard that Samuel Okujeto Ablakwa, he's MP for North Tongue, and you also heard Carlos Kaloni with some updates from those three districts. In a related development, some persons living along the Volta Lake in the Bono East region have had to relocate to their farms for over 3 weeks after their homes were flooded. Recent heavy rains have resulted in the overflow of the lake, leading to flooding of surrounding villages. Affected persons say they are yet to receive relief items from government agencies. Nanaya Ojima has more.
At least 6 communities in the Pro East district are affected by the flood. Faisal is the last among residents of Vutudeke to evacuate their homes after the floods.
The flood waters have taken over the whole community. I'm the last person to evacuate because my home was on a hill, so I was the last to be affected.
A piece of farmland is cleared for the construction of a hut for shelter. With support from other community members, the wooden structure is nearing completion. Dried grass is used to roof the structure for habitation, but he fears his property may be destroyed should it rain again.
I'm now going to other people's homes for polythene bags to cover my properties. If it rains, I would have to seek shelter from another individual's home.
Faisal's family is one of the over 500 families of Vutudeke to be affected by the flood. Already, some families have completed their shelters. Fanti Ekra is the hardest hit community by the flood. An overwhelmed assembly member, Mohammed, sheds tears.
My house is now filled by victims of flood. We are in need of help now.
Many continue to count their losses as the flood waters are yet to recede. The NDC parliamentary candidate for the area, Emmanuel Kwakubuam, is leading efforts to solicit support for the victims.
Not even the district office of NADMO. They tell you they don't have anything. The region doesn't equally have anything. And please, this is a very serious national disaster. Please, don't let us wait, because health authorities are even warning us of possible water-related diseases. So please, don't let us wait till the unfortunate happens before we can. Some of us have gone to their aid with something small, some water, bags of water, and then places where they can sleep with some bags that they can use for their tents. But it's still not enough.
JoyNews investigations have revealed the Bono East District Assembly have been able to secure a piece of land to resettle the Fantiakra community. For JoyNews, Nanaya Ojima reporting.
DCE for the Bono East constituency, Adam Abdullahi, says though the assembly is working to relocate victims to a temporary shelter, a longer-term approach will require total resettlement of persons living along the bank of the river. This, he says, will avert any disaster in the future given the perennial nature of flooding. He spoke on the AM show with Benisabo Beidolansa.
Able to acquire land for the people temporarily. But looking at things, when we got the place for them, they think that place would have been nice for them so that they don't go back to the place even if the water situation is or if the place has come back to normalcy because it might revisit them. So they will think that where we have gotten for them to a temporary place, they would like to stay there for life. But if it comes the situation that they should stay there for life, we need to go back to Nananum and then speak to them because I don't think Nananum will give the land to us for free. She will definitely something. Now that it is temporary, it's something small that will be for Nananum to pay. Heavy rains and the river overflows. Those who live very closer to the lake, it normally happens to them. So it is something that has been, this is not the first time we have experienced this, it has been happening. But this time around, this time it has come more than it has been coming. That is why the situation is like this, as we see.
There was no warning whatsoever from NADMO, you didn't receive any indication from the Ghana Meteorological Agency, for example, about heavy rains which would possibly cause floods, right?
Actually, for that one, I can't speak to that, but what I know is that the NADMO, who are in charge of that, they've been doing all these things anytime there's this situation to them. But only
since the floods began? Has NADMO been there since the floods began?
Yes, please.
Okay, and what have they been telling you? Do you need to evacuate more people? Is the flooding situation getting worse?
Yes, some people, as I yesterday, I went to a place in Yeji called Pentecostanciano. Some of them are going to look at today, the thing as we see coming, it has not stopped us till now. What appears is that we should expect more. Thank you. For now, those of our brothers who are in the villages,
Away from the floods, President Akosombo has expressed optimism that the Ghanaian economy is recovering despite the shocks experienced in his administration. According to him, inflation, which is a major driver, is gradually declining and thus projecting a positive economic outlook. He's therefore convinced of hitting a single-digit inflation target before his tenure in office ends in 2024. Samuel Mbura has more in this report.
These remarks during his address at the Presidential Conference on Youth in Agriculture, held as part of the second phase of the Planting for Food and Jobs program at the University of Ghana.
I'm happy to inform you that the prospects for the rebounding of the Ghanaian economy are growing stronger and stronger. We are working hard to sustain this momentum. Inflation has reduced from 54.1% in December 2022 to 38.1% in September. And there's every indication that by the end of the year, it will be around 27%. And by the end of my tenure next year, 15%. The exchange rate has also stabilized. It is my fervent wish that before I leave office, we can return our nation to the single-digit rate of inflation that characterized my first term in office, especially as food supplies are increasing with food prices declining. And I'm determined to continue to work on this.
The Youth in Agriculture program, which is a component of the Planting for Food and Jobs initiative, is designed to provide young people with essential agricultural inputs at no cost, serving as an incentive to stimulate their interest in farming. The president indicated that the World Bank has committed $200 million to support the Tree Crop Authority and encouraged the youth to exploit opportunities in cash crop farming.
NPP MP for Bono East Paul Chumberima has petitioned the national chairman of this party, warning any factionalism within the party will simply lead them into defeat in 2024. The MP is calling for calm and urging the party to create a peaceful and level playing field for all candidates in the election.
I think we've done the needful on 26. Clearly, MPP has done it before, and we will do it again. However, it is not out of place for us to caution ourselves that 4th November is not our final election. 4th November is an election for the new patriotic party to win, not an individual to win. So it is important that we take critical notice on how we act now, during, and before and after the 4th of November. The new patriotic must come out as a winner. The elephant must be the winner for the day. And we will all rally behind the elephant, the red, white, and blue, going into December 7, 2024. Nothing should change that perception or that mind. And I am confident in our national chairman and our national executives that they will lead such a course. We have done it before, and truly we're going to do it again.
The Wenchi Agric Research Station in the Bono region is collaborating with the Savannah Agric Research Institute, SARI, to introduce a new technology under a project called Nutrient Catalyzed Agricultural Transformation, NUTCAT. The project seeks to expose farmers to the best farm management practices that will enhance the productivity of their fields. Researchers from Savannah Agric Research Institute of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research have been showcasing the maize demonstration field that has undergone the best farm management practices. Let's talk Afui Ajume's report.
We copied the micro-quiz committee on the presentation.
I apologize for the wronging said. Let's now get that report. We'll be bringing you that report later in the bulletin, but now the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, is supporting more than 300,000 children and pregnant women with nutrition services across 55 municipalities in northern Ghana. The initiative is under its malnutrition program dubbed Advancing Nutrition. The program is winding down after 3 years of guiding beneficiaries on their diet mix in Savannah, Northern and Northeast, Upper West and East regions to improve their health. There's more in this report.
USAID's flagship nutrition project, Advancing Nutrition, which started in 2020 with the aim of addressing the root causes of malnutrition and enhancing long-term health and development in the northern part of the country, has come to an end. Speaking at a national learning event to assess the achievement of the project, the Director of Missions at USAID, Kimberly Rose, said the project has supported over 250,000 children and over 100,000 pregnant women.
I think it's been an excellent journey. We invested about $8.6 million over the past 3 years, and we really have gotten some interesting outcomes, including reaching about 250,000 children under 5 and about 120,000 pregnant women, or women in general, to improve their nutrition status in the country. So we're really thrilled about the results that we've gotten, and we'll continue to work with the government of Ghana to improve in this area.
Chief of Party for USAID's Advancing Nutrition, Selom Kofi Azuma, indicated that the 17 districts they collaborated with has significantly improved in integrating food and nutrition security into their medium-term development plans.
And I'm happy to say that for the 17 districts that we have supported and worked with, we've seen a significant improvement in integrating food and nutrition security into their medium-term development plan, which is a huge step towards ensuring that we begin to own funding for nutrition. Because once you have it planned or integrated and included in our development plan, it means that it's been budgeted for accordingly. And once it's been budgeted for, then when there are releases to the districts, the expectation is that nutrition share of that release will be made available.
Director General of the Ghana Health Service, Dr. Patrick Kuma Abuaje, also commended the project for its contributions to improving nutrition planning.
I am pleased to know that since 2020, USAID Advancing Nutrition has worked collaboratively with the government of Ghana to improve the nutrition landscape in this country. Your efforts have been in the area of providing technical support and assessment services to improve district planning for the equitable delivery of services, focusing on household resilience and early childhood growth and development. Furthermore, the USAID Advancing Nutrition Strategy for strengthening multi-sectoral nutrition planning, coordinating and financing, and getting food and nutrition integrated into our medium-term development plan is one which will ultimately help to improve nutrition planning and sustainable financing for nutrition.
Although the project has come to an end, the funding for nutrition from USAID has not ended, as Dan Krumer's report for Joy News.
Some breast cancer survivors are demanding government absorb the full cost of treatment of the disease under the NHIS. The scheme currently covers the cost of chemotherapy and some consumables used for treatment. But the survivors tell Joy News the cost-intensive nature of treating the disease has left many with debt. Joycelyn Yaokuma, a breast cancer survivor, explains to Joy News why NHIS must cover the treatment.
Cassie, you get people to come in for treatment, but at the end of the day, the cost of treatment is really killing. So some start and then they are stuck, even at just the diagnosis stage. So from you've identified a lump, what next? Biopsy is expensive. Where it should be cheaper, we don't trust the report. So you have to go to private, which is very, very expensive. It's no one's fault that we have cancer. This is not a disease that you choose. It's a disease that happens to you. It can happen to anyone. It's no respecter of your religion or your socioeconomic. It's no respecter of anyone. It can happen to you. So we are just pleading that please make the medications available. Those that are on insurance, at least it's put on insurance. Please. This one is to all, not only government, but every stakeholder, anyone that can help. Because this cancer thing is killing not just the aged, but it's like it's not very common. I mean, 15 years, 17 years, 20 years, people who have not even given birth before are being affected.
Ibrahim Oponkwateng is Executive Director of MENA Breast Cancer Foundation, an initiative to support breast cancer patients after his wives succumbed to the disease. He explains that the government can lessen the woes by absorbing the full cost of treatment.
Government should make breast cancer care free. It's important, much as we are all aware that government incurs a lot of costs in the health care delivery system. It is important to also know that there are many poor women in the poverty bracket who cannot pay for the high cost of treatment for breast cancer. From biopsy, from mammogram, pathology, chemotherapy, radiotherapy, surgery, and so on and so forth, you need a fortune at the bank. So we are pleading with government to make breast cancer care and treatment free. Even those being catered for by the NHIS, we believe that many people struggle to pay. So why not make it free, looking at the danger associated with the disease? Many women are dying on the quiet.
What's live on Joy News Today? Let's take a break. When we come back, there is more in this bulletin.
Hello, my name is Emma Davis and it's time to do business. In a bid to take full advantage of the automotive industry, government says it is in the process of developing automotive component manufacturing development policy. This, it believes, will attract investment from component manufacturers to feed into the local automotive industry. There's more in this report.
In its quest to accelerate and break into the top 10 global commercial vehicle market, Ashok Leyland has expanded its presence into a resilient light commercial vehicle with a new generation Phoenix platform. To this end, the company has assembled its maiden Ashok Leyland Phoenix trucks here in Ghana at Rana Motors assembling plant. Speaking to Joy Business at the launch of the new trucks, Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry Michael Ochribefi stated that the coming on board of Ashok Leyland Phoenix trucks into Ghana's automotive industry will complement government's effort of developing an automotive component manufacturing development policy.
These companies are doing so, including even Rana Motors, are working hard as far as the policy is concerned, working hard to be able to champion the cause of government in the area of automobile development. We are sure that within the shortest possible time, Ghana will become the automotive development hub in the Stop region. You know Ghana already as a gateway to West Africa, and also with the coming into force of the African Continental Free Trade area, it also gives us a different leverage, able to enter the markets in the sub-region easily. So these assemblies can use Ghana as a hub, a manufacturing point to springboard into the other West African countries.
On his part, Head of International Operations at Ashok Leyland, Rajesh R. said the assembling of Ashok Leyland Phoenix trucks in Ghana will afford their business partners a seamless transportation experience.
Ashok Leyland has always been in the forefront of creating technologies for the world, and we actually want to partner with more and more companies across the globe today. And we already have manufacturing facilities spread across in Asia, the Middle East and Africa, and we want to proudly present across this assembly plant in Ghana right now. And we are assembling the made in Ghana, the proudly assembled Phoenix products across here. This is the 9th assembly plant for Ashok Leyland across the globe today.
Chief Operating Officer of Rana Motors, Kasem Odimat, explains to Joy Business what sets Ashok Leyland Phoenix apart from other trucks.
It has a very good engine that it's a 1500cc turbocharged diesel engine that has a very good fuel efficient. It's a very good fuel efficient engine. Also, it has a 80 horsepower, so it's a strong engine. At the same time, it can carry goods up to 2 tons with this size. So for us, we believe that it's a good model that can serve the Ghanaian community and the Ghanaian business community.
The Ashok Leyland Phoenix trucks comes with a class-leading 5-year or 500,000 kilometers warranty, underscoring the trust in its quality.
The Ghana-Netherlands Business and Culture Council organized a 10-day horticulture business challenge to empower tertiary students and potential entrepreneurs in agriculture. According to the general manager of the council, the project is aimed at bridging the skills gap in Ghana and also provide valuable graduates for companies in Ghana.
Horticulture Business Challenge presents an opportunity for tertiary students to provide business solutions to real problems faced by Dutch Ghanaian companies. It also provides the students with the opportunity to acquire practical skills in the field of horticulture. In an interview, General Manager of the Ghana-Netherlands Business and Culture Council, Jalin Wiyada, reiterated his outfit's commitment towards bridging the gap between theoretical and practical agricultural studies.
Research has seen in Ghana that there is when you interview companies that there's a skill gap. So companies are wanting to have certain skills and they are missing that in the students who come from university or school. It's, Nestle is a big multinational company here in Ghana, and they have started a training for the employees, the new employees who are going to start to work to them, but they test them first. So they had like 10 people and they got like a short training program, and only from those 10 they took in 3. But the other 7 are good because they did a training program, and then we saw that other companies saw that they did that training program and said, oh, you've done that Nestle training program, we want you in. So we're trying to do the same thing with all these kind of programs to basically assist the students to be more valuable for companies, and that we basically work against that skill gap.
That'll be all for business. My name is Emma Davis. Sports is next.
Let's do sports now. On JoyNews Today with me, Muftau Nabila Abdullah. The Africa Football League will be starting on Friday. 8 clubs, the major clubs in the continent, will be competing among themselves for the ultimate crown that has a prize money of about $4 million. According to the communications manager of CAF, Luxolo September, it is important that such competitions are organized to refresh African football.
These are exciting times for African football because African football is redefining its route. The destination hasn't changed. It's a destination which was foreseen by our forefathers in 1957 in Ethiopia. But there has been a need to reroute ourselves because it is quite clear that at some stage African football somehow lost its way and got off the main road. But the destination hasn't really changed. The presidency of Dr. Patrice Motsepe has brought about the impetus to create a different environment, a business-friendly environment, a focused environment. Now, the reality of it is this. We had a number of competitions, existing competitions at CAF. And there was we looked into a lot of these competitions, and we looked at the revenues that were tied up to these things. And we looked at our goals and our dreams, and it was quite clear for us that to achieve our goals and our dreams, we needed to come up with new products that are going to bring the necessary revenues and stimulate the growth of African football, to supercharge it to the destination that we all desire. Now, the African Football League is an exciting idea. It's an exciting idea that is really bringing about change. By change, it doesn't mean it's replacing anything. It is bringing new innovation to the space. It is breathing freshness to the space. It is a platform for the continent's top clubs to play amongst each other in a quick, short format and create excitement. I mean, on a weekly basis, you are seeing Al Ahly versus Simba, Mamelodi Sundowns versus Petro de Luanda, Tunis versus Enyimba. And it's not only looking at one region, it's the top teams from across the African continent playing amongst themselves in a very short format.
Despite a poor start to the new Ghana Premier League, Kumasi Asante Kotoko midfielder Mohamed Sharif says the Porcupines will be in a position to win the Ghana Premier League as well as the FA Cup. According to him, a poor start does not mean that the club cannot recover and do well at the end of the season.
It was very frustrating because some of us are the senior players in the team, so we're very, very frustrated. At some points, we're discouraged, but we kept working hard and encouraging each other. Yes, we know that we can be there, we are above that, and we are more than that. So we have the quality, everything. So we kept working hard until we started winning our matches. You know, as a player, sometimes you don't have to go there, but you have to go there. Some people speak out of emotions, so you just have to take it like that, but don't take it to heart. It will affect your play. So sometimes you just have to understand them because they are frustrated, they needed a win. Someone coming to support you and you disappoint them twice, they won't feel happy, so you just have to give your best and work out and get the good results for them. It's something we practice more of our training. it's something we practice because every time training we do rehearsals on corner kick set pieces, and Carlo is always our main target.
That's your sports for now. We do have more sports stories on myjoyonline.com. We appreciate your time. The news continues with Aisha Ibrahim.
But before we go, the NSMQ contest is on, and just an hour before we got here, Akosombo School made it to the final stage after beating St. Louis and Wesley Girls. Akosombo had 41, whilst Wesley Girls had 31, with St. Louis coming last with 26. The contest continues on the Joy News channel. That'll be it for the bulletin. My name is Aisha Ibrahim. Log on to myjoyonline.com. There's more of the news and updates of all the developing stories. Do enjoy the rest of our programs.
At the end of the contest, here are the final scores. St. Louis Senior High School has 26 points. Wesley Girls High School has 31 points. Akosombo School has 41 points. St. Louis Senior High School, thank you for being here. And well done, coming all the way from prelims to the semifinals. Well done, well done. Unfortunately, we have to say goodbye. Best wishes to you. Wesley Girls High School, thank you for being here as well. You also came all the way from the prelims and made it into the semifinals. Well done. Unfortunately, we must say goodbye. Best wishes to you. Akosombo School, congratulations on winning the contest. Very well done. If your score remains the highest of the day, you will be eligible for the AT Highest Scorer Award, sponsored by AT Life is Simple. And at this stage, this award is worth 5,000 Ghana cedis. But to me, the most important thing is that you have qualified for the grand finale. I look forward to seeing you. Best wishes. Viewers,